Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here. And when I initially heard the main story that we are about to cover, I was extremely skeptical, to say the least. And the reason I was skeptical is because I heard it out of Joe Biden's mouth first. And of course, this is the story of the 10-year-old girl from Ohio who was raped, got pregnant, and apparently had to go to Indiana to have an abortion. Okay, this is a 10-year-old. Now, this is one of the biggest arguments that's put out there by the pro-choice community. At least it was really a barrier issue and is still now brought up today because Roe versus Wade has been overturned. And when I saw Zombie J starting to talk about it, I was like, well, is this a real thing? And then I began to hear people saying, it's a hoax, it's not real. I still didn't weigh in then because I wasn't quite sure that was the case either. I mean, for such allegations to take place, there had to at least be some kind of a case or some kind of evidence. So a few days ago, an article came out that really, to me, confused the issue even further, and I'll tell you why. The person who supposedly did this, the alleged rapist, is a 27-year-old man who appears to have had a relationship with the mother who reported the incident in late June. Okay? Now, we're going to go through the timeline because that's very bizarre. But a reporter recently, I think from Telemundo, we're going to play this, went and found her and through a door had a conversation about this. And the mother says the person who was arrested is completely innocent and there are lies against him. Now, this person supposedly confessed, okay, to at least raping this young girl 2 times. All right? We're going to get into the DNA evidence. That's a little bizarre. We're going to get into the denial of putting out the police report by the Columbus Police Department. Now, I don't want to trivialize any type of sexual violence against children. This is a show that really goes into the monsters among us. And we're going to show you 2 incidents right now after this, when we dig deep into this case and really ask the question. You see, my contention is, if this is the guy they arrested and the mother put her daughter in this position, why is the daughter still with the mother of the victim? Right? And the mother is professing that they have the wrong person. If they really believe that this guy did it, and the mother is denying that he did, why would the kid be there? Of course, we're going to get into all the details of how they're not highlighting that this is, I believe, an immigrant who's been here since 2015. But we're going to get into 2 cases where we have convictions. In one of these cases, you have a former police chief in Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia. Him and another person literally, from the time they were adolescents, sexually abusing a 4-year-old. Monsters among us. They exist. And then another individual who went to go meet what he thought was a child. And on video, I believe he's a government agent. He's I think the chief of the data center for the Postal Service. Lovely to have this guy working in the Postal Service with access to all of our mail. Great stuff. In the data center, by the way, where he admits on tape that he is a pedophile. The monsters among us exist. So before we get into this story, thumbs it up, subscribe, share. You know the deal. We're pretty censored on YouTube, Podbean, Rockfin, Rumble. We're doing it all right now, and you can always buy me a coffee, but we'll get into that stuff after this. So, pretty extensive article from the Daily Mail, and I've given you a pretty big rundown. Now, she's saying that her daughter is fine and defends the suspect, saying everything they say about him is a lie. Now, they also have posted a portion of this man's hearing. It's a $2 million cash bail. All right, first of all, I don't think that we're hard enough on these people. If this is the case, there should be no bail, and he should be going to trial for a life sentence. You don't want child abusers out of prison, period. 100%. I want to say that. Okay? Now, you come over here and let's see. What do we know about the case? There's a lot of very, very weird things about the timeline. All right, so let's get into this, okay? But notice the Roe versus Wade issue is the big issue again and again and again and again. And those that say that no DNA tests or physical exams took place at all because they haven't seen the records, that may not be the case, but it doesn't seem like they took place until after the abortion took place. But we'll see in a second. According to court records, the testimony from Columbus Police Detective Jeffrey Hoon, Franklin County Children's Services made a report to Columbus Police June 22nd after receiving information from the child's mother. Okay, so the mother is the one that's reporting the crime. Child services are mandated reporters, meaning they are obligated under Ohio law to have reported any suspected child abuse to authorities. All right? Hugh testified the girl went to Indianapolis and had a consultation June 29th and an abortion on the 30th. So 8-day period, no one's arrested. Apparently she has to leave the state because it's 6 weeks and 2 days, and 6 weeks is the cutoff limit in Ohio now. All right? And this is where the contention went. And, props to Tucker Carlson for saying, why aren't we asking what's going on with the rapist? Shouldn't that be the big concern? And I totally agree. That should be the big concern. That's why we're getting into this. So then police obtained genetic material from the clinic on the 2nd. So once again, you get to the timeline. It's not until they interview the suspect here until July 6th, 4 more days. All right? Now, it's not in this, but they say that this girl named a 17-year-old individual, and other media outlets have reported, and we're going to play this video, that this the man they've accused is 27 and is the mother's boyfriend. Okay, so let's just play this right now because, again, it's in Spanish, but she says he hasn't done anything.
¿La niña vivía aquí también?
Sí, pero ella está bien. Todo lo que están diciendo en contra de él es mentira.
Ya. ¿Y la niña, usted es familiar de la niña o
Es mi
solamente?
hija.
So she says the kid's in there. She's clearly crying and emotional. Their identities have not been revealed. But I'm going to say it again. Why is the kid with this woman if this is the guy that they've arrested? Okay? So they didn't arrest him again until another 6 days. Right? Why, too soon or not soon enough, they ask. Well, you see, they said for DNA testing to be complete. But we don't know what DNA testing has been done or what matches because they wouldn't put out the case. Why hasn't the police report been released? Columbus Police formally denied a public records request from the dispatch and all other media agencies under the public records law exemption. Wow. This whole case is just extremely bizarre. I'm going to say it again. If this guy is the guy they think that did it, and it's the real deal, all right, why in the world would they let the kid be with the mother who's denying it, right? And what's up with the DNA evidence? Why are they denying the police report? I'm certainly not saying that everything about this is a hoax, but something seems really, really wrong here and really, really fishy here. And when it's with the abuse of a small child, 10-year-old, we really need to look deep into it, okay? So, to talk about some of the very real monsters among us, and I do want to thank Tom Dedamore. Hey, he's a new Iowa resident. Loving Iowa, my friend. A little slice of heaven. I do love it out here. We go to and this is the thing, my girlfriend and her daughter have been up here now for a couple weeks. Best part of my day is getting to spend an hour, maybe a little bit more, over at the park. And luckily, there's so many parks here in the Quad Cities area, really nice ones. And we've been able to do new parks almost every day. Went over to Vanderveer. We saw the ducks yesterday. They got a nice little playground. That's what normal people do. They look at a kid and they see him playing with other kids and they're all smiling and having a good time and you feel good, right? That's a good feeling. You don't want to take advantage of them and I do unimaginable things to these kids. So this is an ex-cop sentenced from 16 to 32 years. If he actually did what he was accused, and he has been convicted of that, he denied it. I'll say that. He said he's never done it. But this is a girl who was abused hundreds of the times from the time she was a 4-year-old. And yes, there should be a moral compass for adolescents as well. Still not okay. 100%. 100%. Come on. And by the way, my nieces, another family thing, a lot of people know that I've helped take care of my nieces now for years. My nieces and my sister, they're down in Florida. I think my sister comes back today, where my mother, my stepfather, my other sister's down there. They're doing the family thing. And, they were able to find a place in my neighborhood, literally 4 houses down, just recently in the last couple months. So get a little more independent. I'm trying to have my own family. Family's important. You only get one shot at the title. And if you're not building something, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you want to build the most happy thing in your life? Instead, you want to burn down the very morality of being a human being by abusing children? Gross. And again, these monsters absolutely exist. And I'm going to show you. They know they exist. They know they're shameful creatures. Okay? An open secret, one of the best Twitter accounts you can follow, a great documentary film and tool. They also retweet a gentleman named Dalton who does a lot of good work in this as well. I retweet him as well. But just look at this person and listen to what they have to say. They're telling you they're monsters.
Somebody who likes young people.
Someone that likes young. Exactly. And what am I sitting here for?
Because I was talking to someone who was young.
Right. So what are you?
I'm a pedophile.
Yep. Monsters among us. Back again, right there, data chief for the Postal Regulatory Commission. High-level government bureaucrat. Don't think that they're not everywhere. Guys, unfortunately, a dark subject. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. I encourage you to go beyond YouTube, although on YouTube, all of my documentary films are free, and you can find them very, very easily here in the playlist section, right? There's Invisible Empire, New World Order Defined, Shade the Motion Picture, Fabled Enemies, and, of course, Loose Change Final Cut. I'd encourage you to go over to the Rockfin, $9.99 a month or $99.99 for the year. Podbean for the audio broadcast as well as video broadcasts. We're rumbling. We're on Odyssey that's backed up our entire YouTube channel.
More concerned about whatever happened to Drew.
Whoa! Can't put that there. Can't put that there because, hey, that's why I got banned from YouTube the last time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Are you going to get me for that, YouTube? That's the last one you took off. They didn't actually ban me for that one. They just said, we didn't think you knew you'd need a strike. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, great. Buy me a coffee. That's down below, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. I want to thank Tom Dedmore for his donation via Rockfin during this broadcast. I'm really happy that you are happy here. I saw that your fam was out in Cooperstown. I'll be out in upstate New York in about 3 weeks. I'm going to be speaking at the Reawaken America Tour again with Clay Clark and the gang. I'd encourage you to check that out. I'm going to be doing about the deep state, the shadow government, what we're really facing. And then we're going to decide what we do in October. I'm really excited about all of it. Not about left or right to me, guys. It's about right and wrong. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.